All me.
It's all my computer. You look good on my end.
Yeah, it's probably running smooth. It's like the other, I think it was about a month ago when I complained about it, and I watched the stream and I was like, look, it's running buttery smooth on the stream,
It's
but on
great
my
for everyone
fucking
else.
on my screen, it's shit.
All right, we are locally recording. Are you ready to start?
Yes, I am.
In just a moment.
No, I'm good.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of The Binding of Moonpir Boston Rebirth. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me, as always, is Moonpir.
Hello. Yeah, I forgot to switch out my fan.
That's all right. I forgot to bring up the physical release of Binding of Isaac. Afterbirth Plus was released on PS4 only this past week. I forgot to bring it up. It's a cool package. I'll bring it up later.
Yeah.
I guess
Shall we talk?
I guess
Do
the
we want to
elephant.
talk about that before everything else?
Yeah, I guess sort of the elephant in the room is the digital release of Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus is still not out on PSN in the US. It is for most of the rest of the world.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can go get it from the UK store, but that's about it. So
Oh wow.
something's a little weird. There seems to be a little bit of controversy, also because the advertisement for Afterbirth Plus on the PS4 notes that it includes the first 3 booster packs, and it doesn't.
Oh wow.
So, not sure what's going on there. Also, no one is talking about what's going on with the Xbox One version. So,
I mean, for those who follow us on Twitter, you may have noticed I literally tweeted at Ed and Nicholas this week and asked them even for one word, and no response.
yeah, it's sort of unfortunate because Ed has been inundated with this stuff, and he's like, "Hey, man, I don't publish the game. I just design it. So, like, ask Nicholas and ask Tyrone." But so here's the main problem, and here's the frustration with Nicholas in general. When it was discovered that the release hadn't really happened in North America, Nicholas was quiet for a little over 24 hours. When there was word, it wasn't from Nicholas's Twitter account, it was from Tyrone's Twitter account. So
Was he like the head of that studio?
yeah, something like that. Founder, maybe. So it's you bring up a great point. It's when you know that Nicholas publishes it, who the hell is Tyrone Rodriguez?
Yeah.
It's like,
I
I'm
don't
going
know
to
who
go
it is.
to @Nicholas on Twitter to see you're the publisher, what's going on. So I think this is yet another point of frustration where sort of like, you guys need to get your communication set. A lot of people say, well, what are they going to say? That's a little unfair while they're trying to figure it out. What
Literally,
they go on and say
we're
is,
looking into it. We
Yeah.
don't know what's currently happened. We'll let you know as soon as we have an update.
yeah, we have verified that it's not out on the North American PSN store. We're working with Sony to resolve it right now. Updates forthcoming. Like, I've done this for my job before. It's really not that hard. You just have to communicate. So
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily want to start this with let's dump on Nicholas, but
No.
it's
No.
easy when they're not great at communicating.
No, in this case, I definitely want to dump on them because I'm playing this on the Xbox One, and they haven't even talked about this in the upcoming run to this release that's gone sour. They haven't even mentioned my platform of choice once.
And they refuse to answer questions about it. I mean, it's a platform that people obviously care about because the base game in Rebirth and Afterbirth, the DLC, is already there. So the expectation, I think fairly, is that Afterbirth Plus will come there. This is also on top of the issues with the Switch version, which is Loki's horns won't spawn, so you can't get 1001%. You can through some manipulation, and they don't have booster packs either, even though it's been out for a couple of months. So it's all this sort of stuff where it's easy to look at Nicholas and say, well, you're releasing a whole hell of a lot of stuff on Switch, including Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus a number of months ago, it sort of feels like we've been left in the dust a little bit.
Yeah. It's like, it feels like they've prioritized that because they know they can get a lot of purchases on that platform.
Yep.
Because people don't have anything to play there. Because,
from a business standpoint, that's smart. And
yeah.
you know, from a business standpoint, you're going to sell. You want to focus on the Steam version of Binding of Isaac because it's going to be easier to patch and free to patch. Console patches still aren't free to do, and they require all this technical checklist stuff.
I thought they were free now.
I think they're way, way, way cheaper than they were last gen. But if I remember correctly, I don't think they're free. But it's basically not a lot of money. But you know, for a smaller studio like that, not free can potentially.
It's still expensive.
Yeah, I could understand them looking and saying, okay, well, we have all this work to do and we have all this content. Let's try and save up as much as we can and push that out in one sort of well-QA'd patch instead of putting out a couple. But
yeah, this just makes me think of the Xbox One launch issues where they've made the correct business decision. They've made the worst public relations decision they could have made right now.
Right. Yeah, you can sort of understand, and I think, Moon, you're seeing it first person, why, you know, F. Nicholas is a pretty easy meme. Because it's like, you know, sure, I can sort of understand. I can give you guys a little bit of leeway, and then it's sort of once bitten, twice shy after you get bitten 10 times.
I'm curious if in this story, Edmund is Isaac and Nicholas is Mom.
Maybe.
Just constantly trying to stomp on his dreams.
Ed is the guy I feel the worst for, because he's just sitting over there, like, working on... Now that The End Is Nigh is done, he's working on Legend of Bumbo, which is this crazy papercraft RPG prequel to Binding of Isaac, which is supposed to be due this December. And people are like, hey man, you suck, where's this game? And he's like, I'm designed it. I don't program, like I don't publish.
Yeah.
So
his work was done on it a while ago.
Yeah. Well, his work continues with like booster packs and further design.
Yeah,
stuff.
But stuff like that, it's like I love the team of him, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but him and the guy from Super Meat Boy, like those two made such a great team together.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're not working together anymore.
Yeah,
that's their official line is, we no longer have a working relationship.
I'm curious as to why that is. Something tells me it's the Coda guy.
People keep asking, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we no longer have a working relationship." It's like, okay, I can respect that.
I bet you that means that they're still friends.
Yeah, they're just not working together. Yeah, yeah. So, after this week's issue of F. Nicholas, how'd your daily run today go?
We'll go with F dailies as well. This will be the F themed.
Yeah, we had
show.
It was Eve, normal mode, Mega Satan, and the very first item room it went into was blank card. It's like, okay, I'm gonna use the razor blade to get me down to Horror Babylon state, and I'm gonna hope against hope that I eventually find a Hierophant card.
Yeah.
It's the very first thing I pick up, and I was like, all right, boys, let's do this.
Yep. At that point, it was on. It stopped being on about 4 floors in, though, when I realized all of a sudden I have 9 red hearts.
Yep.
And no access to devil rooms, because anytime one opened, it was an angel room.
Did you get Sacred Heart, though?
Yes, I did. I don't know what that is, but it's so good.
It's so good. I never get Sacred Heart because it's for those that are playing Afterbirth Plus, it's so much easier to spawn angel rooms because you can get something like it's like Mark of Duality or whatever it is. But in Afterbirth, it's still really, really hard to manipulate yourself into spawning angel rooms. So a lot of that stuff you just don't see. And Sacred Heart it massively increases your damage and gives you just native homing tears. And it's so good. It's so good.
As soon as I picked that up and I realized what it did, I thought, well, it's on now. And then I missed boss rush by less than a second. Oh, no joke, less than a second. Because I don't know what I picked up at some point, but something slowed me way down. And then I ended up missing boss rush by like a second, and then I was trying to power rush it to Hush, and then Hush just got me. I made the mistake on the golden rooms before Hush. I picked up Mark Tears. I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I saw that. I had I was running a regular run before this with Isaac, and I thought I had D6 on me. But yeah, all those blue room item rooms were sort of like, well, one item really sucks and one item kind of sucks, so I guess I'd take the kind of bad one. That room was really weird because once I made it past Hush, I was nearly unstoppable. And then as soon as I made it to the dark room, 2 of the red chests that spawned there had Guppy items in them, and I already had Guppy's hairball.
Wow.
So I went into the Mega Satan fight with
Guppy and Sacred Heart.
Yeah, and a stupid high fire rate. And it's just like, okay.
On.
That was pretty easy.
Yeah, I could have done with that. Unfortunately, I failed miserably at Hush, though.
Yeah.
Which, this week's been a rough week for me, but at the same time, for both of us, this week's dailies were really, really tough.
Mm-hmm. Just difficult runs.
Mm-hmm.
And not really for any specific reason. Not like, I started out as Eden and I have Tiny Planet Soy Milk. It's just like, you had a normal run. They just never got to the point where you picked up that one item. It's like, I picked up Cricket's head on the first floor, and it just kind of went smoothly from there. Just none of that.
Yeah, it was all just... it wasn't even bad items either. It was just tough runs, tough enemies, really tough rooms in some cases.
Yep. A lot of champions.
A lot of champions. And then it was just, Boston beat me by 500 points, but we only made it to floor 4 because we are, it was that kind of week.
I crawled one room further.
It was tough. And the worst thing is when I see your text strain as well, which I love it when I get a text strain from you in the tweet because I see the text strain, and it's like I got one from you early this week, and I think it was F, just F.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is my chance. I think I lost you by like 300 points, and it was one of those ones where we made it to the second floor, and that's it.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, while I'm thinking about it, I did just do 3 runs of the speed challenge before I came up. I failed all 3 because F the speed challenge.
Yep.
That you'll notice that theme for this week is F blank.
My favorite thing about finishing the speed challenge was just like sitting back and be like, oh, thank God.
Never again.
That's so good.
But I did a couple of knocks against the challenges. I'm just pulling up some additional info now, but I did a couple of the challenges. It was like really cool. Just playing around. Like I'm just having fun now. I think because of my limitation of times at the moment, I'm just going in and having a good time with it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it used to be, no, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to force my way through this.
I have a checklist. Yeah, for me, Binding of Isaac really is a comfort food game, and it took me a while for it to sort of translate to that, and it sounds like it's sort of the game has sort of gotten to that point for you where it's like, all right, I got like 20 minutes, maybe I'll start a run of Isaac, or like continue a run I was doing before, which just, I don't know, I feel like doing, I'm going to run Isaac on hard mode. I don't know, I'll just see what I'll do.
Well, that's exactly what it was. Like, I had 40 minutes until I had to be up here, and I was like, well, that's a couple of failures and then hopefully one successful speed run right before the podcast. And if I get that, then I'll come up bouncing off the walls and being all happy and stuff. But instead, it turned into the F the blank show.
Yeah.
But I sent you this message on Twitter, which one of our fans who listens to the show, I don't know his Twitter name or his real name, his Xbox handle is, their Xbox handle, his or her, is timed jellyfish.
That's a great
name. And they
name.
sent me a clip. Yep. Based on the inspiration from the speed story last week, they sent me the clip of them doing it on the Xbox, completing the speed challenge. And I showed it to you, and that was insane.
Yeah.
Like, to have Guppy's collar get hit, come back to life, and after beating the boss that must be the most satisfying thing.
Yeah, from the yanked from the jaws of failure.
Mm-hmm. But no, like this week's been weird again. I'm getting into that point though where I'm constantly getting weird weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I did mention something that happened last Sunday while we recorded was I got my TV upgraded.
Right.
I got it on Monday, and the very first game, no joke, the first game I played on it was Isaac.
Yeah, getting that hot 4K Isaac.
It doesn't even do 4K because it's the standard Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Or it's the standard Xbox One. It isn't in 4K yet.
But now you don't have overscan, so you can turn on all the UI stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've noticed, but all my screenshots this week have had all of the items on the right.
Oh, that's right, they have. I didn't even
behind
notice.
the score.
Oh, yeah.
Which is thanks to the new TV. Which it just makes me laugh that I'm playing this. This was literally the first thing I played on the new TV was Isaac.
16-bit homage. It's like, I'm going to fire up Shovel Knight.
I actually have that too. I should probably do that.
Shovel Knight's really good.
Wait for that 4K update for Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
But no, I loaded up and like I thought the first run's first. I'm just going to go in and just do a hard mode run, see how I do. First run on new TV, Kane, Mega Satan on hard.
Nice.
Absolutely loved it. I can't remember what I unlocked because I didn't write it down at the time because I wasn't expecting it to go anywhere. And I left my notebook up here because I'm silly. But I unlocked like 3 new things from that.
Jeez.
And it was because I'd never beaten It Lives with Kane on hard. I'd never beaten Isaac or Blue Baby before. And I'd never beaten Mega Satan. Like, I'd never done anything with Kane really on hard.
Mm.
So I just got all of his standard unlocks, and I'm sure I got a baby in there as well.
Yeah, I just looked at the cheat sheet here, and I think you got a baby, because it seems like virtually everything else unlocks something with Kane, except for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, was it Kane? It might have been... Who was it then?
Judas,
it was,
maybe?
The sacrificial dagger, the one where it's the dagger with the blood and when you get hit.
I just unlocked that on my other save. Who was that for?
See?
Maggie, maybe?
Was it Maggie?
Yeah, I don't remember. Somebody weird where I was like, oh yeah, sack dagger. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's the one I unlocked. So whoever that unlocked with.
Yeah.
Second run was the daily attempt, and I died on the second floor. So yes.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I had a couple of really good runs this week. No real progress made, unfortunately. But like we said, right now it's at the point where it's just I've got. It's like, oh, I've got to go to bed in an hour. I'm not going to do the same mistake I did today and bang my head against Trials of the 9 for 2 hours.
Oh, we haven't done yet. I haven't done that yet.
Spoiler alert for the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. Like, it's great, like, jumping into it and, like, sitting down now with Isaac. It's just, yeah, I've got some time. Let's see what I can do.
Do something. Actually, hit the random button and see what I get. Yeah,
it actually happened with on Monday when I was playing it on the TV. Like, my wife was talking to me, and when she knows I'm doing my daily, she doesn't talk to me
because you're locked in.
Because she knows I need to beat you. I need to take those weeks. I need to shorten this difference between us. Which, for the record, folks, 6-1 this week to Boston. Yep. Darn it. But she doesn't talk to me, and she was talking to me while I was playing my whoever it was run. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is just a quick run, and then the timer's at the top of the screen now, which it never used to be. And she's like, 46 minutes, that's not a quick run. And I was like, well...
It is where I am now, lady.
Yes, exactly. Oh. And then as soon as I started the daily, and I think I hit the second floor and died, and I was like, told you this one would be quick.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I unlocked this week other than Sack Dagger on my other save was Pandora's Box. It's one of those
I like that. Yeah, I like it, but it's...
I really like Pandora's Box. Let's look.
I don't get it enough. Because it doesn't drop random trinkets.
No, it actually does stuff depending on which set of floors you're in.
Okay, I did not know that.
It gets better the further down you go. Except where's the best time to use it is the womb. So basically, anything below the womb, it's not going to give you anything. Anything above the womb, like if you're on the basement, it's going to give you like 2 soul hearts or spirit hearts, which is fine. But if you use it on the womb 1, you get 2 pedestal items.
Wow.
Yeah, if you use it on like, depths 1, you get 4 spirit hearts.
Okay.
If you use it on caves 1, you get 1 pedestal item. You know, it's pretty good, but I whenever I pick it up, I always just use it because I never remember exactly where I'm supposed to use it, other than it gets better the further you go down until it doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot to keep in mind is that my flowchart still isn't there for Pandora's Box.
Yeah, but to be honest, mine is all over the place. Like, my flowchart seems to have gone really badly based on this week's worth of decisions. Like, it's
got a lot of loop-de-loops in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like playing the Hot Wheels DLC, but in Isaac.
Right.
But no, I mean, it was a good week. We had fun. Like, I unlocked a couple of things, which I'm happy about. Like, I'm happy about that progression.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't realize I hadn't unlocked Sacrificial Dagger because I'm doing the dailies every single day, I'm always picking it up, and I know what it does at this point, and I finally unlocked it.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, hey, little buddy, what's up?
I don't know how to unlock Sacred Heart. I need to do that, like, right now.
That might be...
Is that a keeper item? Tell me it's not a keeper.
Sacred Heart. That's just unlocked by default. It's only an Angel Room item, and I guess it's also a Chaos item, too.
Well, I've picked it up a grand total of once, and that was today's daily.
Wow, I didn't realize. So it decreases your tier delay. Your range goes up, your tier height goes up, gives you a full red heart, gives you health. Its damage calculation is crazy. It's damage times 2.3 plus 1.
Okay, so if you've already got 4
huge.
damage, if you've got 4, that takes you up to 8, let's say 10, and then takes you up to 11.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know it was that much.
I need to get better at unlocking angel rooms because, no joke, I'm so bad at unlocking angel rooms.
The thing that the way that I'm usually able to manipulate it is you get a devil room that has an item in it, you don't pick it up, and then on the next floor, you want to donate at least 10 coins to the donation machine in the shop. That will usually manipulate you into the best chance of getting an angel room.
Okay. I'll have to try and give that a shot.
Other than that, like, until Afterbirth Plus comes out, there isn't a whole lot of stuff we can do to really move that in our favor, other than skipping a devil item.
Yeah. That's actually something I need to focus more on as well, is donating coins to the machine. Because despite the fact that I did the greed machine such a long time ago, I still haven't done the base machine.
How much do you have in your machine, do you know?
700.
Okay. I just hit like 750 on mine, something like that. But a lot of times what I'll do is, if I know a run isn't going well, I'll just dump as much money as I can early enough. So if I make it to like floor 3 and I die, that's fine. I put 10 more cents in the donation machine.
Yeah. So, really quick, the devil room to angel room thing, does there have to be a pedestal item in there for you to skip it and then think, or if you go in and it's 3 chests?
You can open up the chest as long as you don't pick something up on the pedestal. If I remember correctly, how the algorithm works, and someone out there, feel free to correct me if this is wrong and there's a better way. If there's if there's a devil deal item and you skip it, the next floor is, I think, almost guaranteed to have an angel room if you are going to open a room at all. So like if you still take a red heart damage, you're still not going to get anything. It's going to be so much easier with Afterbirth Plus because with missing HUD, it gives you your chance to get a devil deal and your chance to get an angel deal.
Yeah.
Just like right there in the HUD. So it'd be a little bit easier to figure out, I did this thing and now I get an increased chance to, like I had a 50% chance to get devil deal and I blew up a beggar and now I have a 67% chance. You can see that math and what you can do to manipulate that a little bit easier.
Interesting.
Yeah. But, as we said, we don't know when that's going to happen, and I'm holding off on upgrading to Afterbirth Plus on my PS4 until all of us can get upgraded to Afterbirth Plus.
You say that like you're not going to play it on the Switch version.
Oh man, I wish I had a Switch so I could play Isaac remotely. I probably don't need. 2017's been really great for games. I don't need another version of Isaac to start over on. So
yes, you do. 100% you do.
I really do. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't upgrade to Afterbirth Plus because that screws up the dailies for us. Because each version runs their own dailies.
They run different ones.
Yeah.
Oh, so this isn't a case of you doing it out of solidarity for me.
Arms,
no.
Solidarity.
This is not a solidarity thing. This is a...
with Nicholas. Hell no, we won't upgrade. But also, I don't know what happens if I put the disc in. Is that different than my digital version?
Yeah.
I don't even want to chance it, because I can re-download Vanilla Isaac and just apply Afterbirth to it without applying Afterbirth Plus, but that sounds like a lot of work.
Stick the disc in your wife's PlayStation.
Yeah, but she doesn't own Binding of Isaac, so I've tried. I've tried to say hey, I think you'd enjoy this, but she doesn't really want to. Says it's too depressing, which I don't blame her.
Yeah,
not exactly
my wife.
A happy game.
Whenever my wife sees that game played, and she sees sometimes the frustration I go through, like the speed challenge story from last week, her response is always, "I am never playing that game."
It's not that bad. It's not that bad until it gets its hooks in you, and you're like, "All right, yeah, I have to do speed." Crap.
Yep. Exactly.
But that's our episode this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. And thank you, Moonpir, for joining me again in our spelunking in the basement.
Thank you for thrashing me 6-1 again.
It's what I do sometimes, until I lose. 1-6. All right, we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you for watching the video. Bye.
Bye-bye.